If I would describe this movie, I would say that it's like if you go to this restaurant and you see these really fancy signs about a really cool all-you-can-eat buffet that looks really delicious, like wow! And then you pay and you step inside, and when you actually go inside, you see that it's just some old steel bread.
Hi, and we are back with a new edition of Bad Movies and Swedish Opinions. And today's movie has been Jennifer's Body, which in a way sounds like a porno, but it's not. It's
Well,
almost, but it's not.
yeah, it's softcore.
Yeah, exactly. And that's also a porn genre that you can be into.
Yeah,
Should that be all that we say about the movie?
probably.
Yeah.
At
No,
least they hired hot women.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of recognizable faces in this movie. A lot of, background characters that you have seen in different movies.
Yeah.
So from a name perspective, there's a lot of famous people in this movie, I would say.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the plot first. Ruben, you can describe the plot for us.
Well, it's basically about these two high school friends, Needy and Jennifer, and they're at a party or at a bar trying to hook up with a band. At least Jennifer is the band's singer, and something unexpected happens. She disappears, and then later on reappears in her friend's home all bloody and stuff, and it appears that she has been possessed by a demon or something, and weird shit starts to happen.
Yeah, it seems like a demon has overtaken her dead carcass. But if we go back to the bar, did you mention the fire?
No.
There's a huge fire in the bar.
And it becomes huge very, very fast.
Yeah, I'm not a fire expert, but it spreads like I think it's under 2 minutes, under 1 minute. It's crazy.
I mean,
people are burning and stuff are falling apart, and
there are like 20 people inside, and the fire spreads so fast that they don't have time to run out.
Yeah, exactly. And it spreads from the scene, which seems to be far from the exit. So I think it's strange that people weren't able to get out. But that was not what I wanted to ask you about. It's the fire itself. When it starts, did the band start it with their singing in order to create chaos, or was that just convenient for them?
I don't know. It seemed weird because it seemed like they actually wanted it to happen, but at the same time, I don't see how they could pull that off.
No, it seemed to be coming from a faulty wire or something, so it didn't seem like there was something that they could control, but it was very convenient for them.
It was, so I thought at first also that it was something they had planned, but I don't know how in that case.
Exactly, and also they get out like really fast.
Yeah, they were like furthest from the exit, and still they come out, but not other people.
Yeah, without any damage at all to their bodies. I mean, it was a bit strange. So that's why I thought that the devil might have been like helping them, but apparently not, because the sacrifice happens like hours later.
Yeah.
But still, we can move on. I just wanted to ask you that right away. Let's talk about the characters, so we know who to reference to. Let's start off with Needy. Adam, who is Needy?
Needy is the main character, and she describes herself at the start as a kind of nerdy girl. So she has these glasses and such, and she seems to be a generally good person. And she is the best friend of Jennifer, and the two of them grew up together.
Yeah, from the appearance of her, and for the perspective of her appearance, she is like a stereotypical nerd. There's no question about it. I mean, she didn't even have to introduce herself as a nerd because she really looked like one. I mean, from a stereotypical way.
She really does.
And
She also mentions that Jennifer wants her to look good when they're together, but not better than her, so that Jennifer can shine instead.
How can't she recognize that that's a bitch move?
Yeah, I don't know.
If I were to tell you guys that you can come to my party tonight, but you can't look better than me, would you say, oh, cool, sure, it's your party, or would you think that I was a dick?
Look, this is from years of abuse, and they grew up together.
Okay, so it's okay from a psychological perspective as long as it's been going on for like several years.
I'm saying that it's like the beaten wife syndrome. She doesn't realize that she's in an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
Okay, but Chip, her boyfriend that we'll get to later, tells her about it being like a bitch move.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Let's talk about Jennifer. Ruben, who is Jennifer?
Well, she's the really hot, popular girl in school. Basically, every guy wants her, I guess. And as we said, they're best friends, but she has to be the prettiest one and the most popular one. And yeah, she gets sacrificed to the demons, I guess, and she gets weird powers.
Yeah. We can also say that it's a pretty nice lineup if you just look at the names. Also from 2009, because Needy is played by Amanda Seyfried, who has I don't know how well known she was in 2009, but now she is like the real deal.
I think the year before she starred in Mamma Mia.
Yeah.
So that she was probably at her peak by now.
And also Mean Girls.
Yeah, exactly.
That was also before Mamma Mia, but it was I noticed her already in Mean Girls, which is pretty early. And Jennifer is played by Megan Fox, which for me is mostly known for the Transformers movie, which I gotta be honest, I haven't seen. I have seen the first one, but not the follow-ups.
She's only in the first two. So.
Okay, then I'm okay, I guess.
And she's also in the new reboot of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies.
But those are pretty bad, right?
But they're basically Transformers movies are pretty bad as well.
Yeah, it kind of depends what you're into, but
I mean the first one is good, but then they go kind of downhill. They're cool action movies, but they're not like any deep movies. They're like popcorn flicks. It's good for what it is.
Yeah, we're sidetracking. We should get back to the movie. It's more fun to talk about general movies than just a specific one.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But let's move on to the last character, Ship. It's not much to say about him. He's Needy's boyfriend, and he has a small part. He's mostly, I would say, a plot device towards the end. But
he also likes a supporting role for Needy throughout the movie. So
he's a really sweet guy.
Yeah, he seems like a nice guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Until the end, I mean.
I guess.
Yeah, we can talk about that later if we remember it. Then we have the band. We don't need to mention every band member by name because it's mostly about the band. The band is the guys who sacrifice Jennifer to the devil.
The low shoulder.
The low shoulder, yeah. Why do they want to sacrifice her?
Because apparently they're struggling as a small indie band, and they read online that they can do this ritual to Satan, where you sacrifice a virgin, and then I guess he gives you fame and fortune and such.
And they compare themselves to becoming like Maroon 5.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pop culture references in this movie that I like. Even if it's from 2009, it still feels relevant till this day. 10 years later, 11 years later. So it's aging pretty good, I would say. There's
So
still
far.
some homophobic, jokes like that never ages well, but besides that, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
So let's start to talk about the movie itself. The movie starts out pretty interesting, I think, because it's a very nice prologue that's going on. It's a situation of how did I get here scene, which mostly I'm not that really fond of, but I think it works in this movie.
Yeah,
Because
it doesn't feel out of place or unnecessary like in most other movies. It actually kind of works in this one for some reason.
In this movie, it's also a thing that the beginning is the best part.
Yeah, sadly.
It's the best part because it gets you interested in the movie, because it's a very nice dialogue, very well acted from Amanda Seyfried, and also it kind of it starts up with her being what would you say, she's staying at a mental hospital, right?
Or prison. I don't
Was
know.
it a prison? I wasn't sure.
No, me neither. Some kind of prison with some mental health.
Yeah, I got the feeling that she got some psychological help in some way, but there's prisons for that too. So something like that.
That doesn't matter, but I would say that if I would describe this movie, I would say that it's like if you go to this restaurant and you see these really fancy signs about a really cool all-you-can-eat buffet that looks really delicious, like wow, and then you pay and you step inside, and when you actually go inside, you see that it's just some old stale bread.
Yeah, it's you kind of like the food pictures, but not the food.
Exactly.
Yeah. But okay, so she explains in a way that she is a different person than that she used to be, and she's pretty tough now. And then we kind of jump right into the movie. It's the movie starting to develop or show us, the audience, the relationship between Needy and Jennifer. And they have known each other their whole life, and they always had the same dynamic. She's the nerdy one, and Jennifer is the pretty one. So how do you think they managed that in the beginning? Do you think they did a good job to get you feel like they're best friends?
Well, it feels like Jennifer's using Needy, but I guess...
Yeah, but you need to see it from Needy's perspective. She believes that they are the best friends.
I mean,
they can read each other's mind.
And it kind of appears so because Jennifer is like constantly giving her attention, spending time with her still. It's not like Jennifer is only there for her when she needs something from Needy, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
I got the feeling that they wanted us to feel like they were kind of twins, that they're so close that they're twins. That close of a relationship.
Maybe. I can see that.
I based it on, that there's myths going around that twins can feel what the other feels and whatnot. And there's a specific scene where Needy is spending time with Chip, her boyfriend, and Needy is supposed to meet up with Jennifer like later on. We don't know how long. But she's like just feeling, okay, Jennifer's here. And then like just a couple of seconds later, Jennifer yells out to Needy that she needs to come downstairs.
Yeah. It happens a few times throughout the movie.
Yeah. I don't think it makes sense, but I think it makes sense if the movie wants us to think it makes sense that they're twins and they are so close. I think it makes sense before Jennifer's sacrifice, but I don't think it makes sense later on because she's not Jennifer anymore.
Yeah, I don't think. I think that part is kind of unnecessary because it doesn't make any sense in the end.
No, but it has to work because of the ending as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but like, it's never really explained why that's a thing, and that kind of bugs me.
Yeah, but it's the same with the twins thing. You don't really need to explain it. It's just like.
But these aren't twins; these are just friends.
Yeah, I know. But do you believe that twins can feel what the other feel, or think?
It's much more believable, at least.
Yeah,
they're relative and they've been growing up. But these two persons, Jennifer and Needy, also have grown up together. So.
Yeah, but they don't share the same DNA.
And they aren't together all the time. They don't share a house or anything.
Okay. But that's what I think they want us to feel, at least, that they're really, really, really close. Then later on, they are moving on to this pub, as we talked about a little bit in the beginning. And why do they go to the pub?
It's because Jennifer wants to hook up with this band, Low Shoulder, their lead singer, basically. And Needy is just coming along to support her, I guess.
Yeah, that's basically what she's doing because she already has a boyfriend and I don't think she's the party type.
No.
How does it go for Jennifer?
I guess it goes all right, but then the bar is set on fire and they have to evacuate. And then outside, when Needy and Jennifer are waiting outside a burning building, the band comes up to them and asks if they want to ride safety in their van. And Jennifer says yes, and she rides off with them.
Yeah, but she's also in shock, so it feels kind of rapey.
But
yeah,
were they in shock?
I think she was in shock at first.
They should be in shock, but everyone seemed very casual about this fire and how people just died.
Yeah, people are behaving in a way that I wouldn't expect them to behave.
Yeah.
Because if I were a policeman, I would kind of suspect them because they're acting so weird. They're of course crying and whatnot, but they're not really, feeling the situation. I mean, this is a small town, and I can't imagine stuff like this happens all the time. I mean, even Chip says at one point that when one guy dies, it's like a huge news in the city or the village.
Yeah.
Which means that this is a very rare thing to happen. And it's also a pretty big thing because it becomes national news. Yeah. But they don't even look at the fire. They're not asking about some of the friends they might have inside. I mean, eight people died from their class, I think, or the school at least.
I also found very strange that Needy, she just goes home after it. Like, no ambulance, no police arrives before she leaves, and they never take her in for questioning anything to find out what actually happened.
Yeah, it's never brought up again.
I don't think logic is this movie's strongest suit.
Yeah, but do you think they need to consider this when they create scenes like this, or are we overthinking it?
Well, in
I
reality,
think they should but it's not hard to say. They could have just had it happen behind the scenes, that Needy gets taken by police, she gets questioned, and she's released. They could have just mentioned that, but nothing.
Yeah, and I also think it would have been a better scene because let's talk about the band. They're kidnapping Jennifer in a way. They're not really, because they're talking to her and kind of convincing her to get into the van. But as Ruben says, she's probably in shock. So now she's not really realizing what she's saying or what she's thinking. She just likes the lead singer now invites her into his van.
Yeah,
But here is what I think is the problem with this. It's Needy. It's her friend. She kind of heard them talking about her in a very sexual way, in a bit of a rapist way before at the club. And she even told Jennifer about this. So what I think it would have been better is that they could have used the fire as a decoy for Needy. So she's looking at the fire, or maybe she's trying to help someone. And when that is happening, they kind of kidnap her instead. Because then it kind of makes more sense. For me, Needy is kind of a crappy friend that lets them take her.
But she tries to stop them, but
not really. I don't think she does enough.
She does. She makes a very half-hearted attempt.
Yeah, I think she could have done more. She could have grabbed her and tried to pull her and maybe scream for someone. I don't know. People were probably busy with the fire. But some sort of drama there should have occurred, I think.
I agree with you, and it wouldn't have changed anything in the plot because way later in the movie, Jennifer confesses that the band kidnapped her and sacrificed her. So Needy would have found that out anyway, that she was actually with the band after the fire.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, should we talk a bit about the sacrifice?
I guess.
It's not much to say about it. I just thought it'd be a pretty funny scene, actually.
It was a pretty stupid scene, but it was fun.
Yeah, the band members are really casual about it. Like they're having fun sacrificing her.
Yeah, let's talk about that first. They found some information on the internet that if they sacrifice her or some virgin to the devil, they will get famous, of course, because you give and you receive.
And this begs the question: was she really a virgin? Because
no,
she says that she wasn't, because she tells Needy that she's not a virgin, and this guy thinks she's a virgin, so sacrifice her, and it seems like the ritual works anyway, because the band becomes famous. Like they talk about how all the tours are sold out suddenly.
Yeah, but then again, they actually die before they make any real money, I think.
Yeah, but still, so they think that the thing about them not sacrificing a virgin was that she became possessed by a demon. Like that wouldn't have happened if she was a virgin.
Maybe.
Could be like that. I mean, it's an interesting topic that you bring up, because it can be that she's the most beautiful girl and you can't imagine her being a virgin, but it can also be something that's she's insecure, so she's telling people that she slept with a lot of guys. Yeah. So she could be a virgin, but she's telling people that she's not.
Yeah, like right before this, she tells Needy that she had anal and she had to sit in a frozen bag of peas for a day.
Yeah, it's very detailed. So I mean, she said that someone took her backdoor virginity. So that's a term that we can take with us into the future.
So maybe that's why she's technically still a virgin, I guess.
Because she said she wasn't even backdoor.
She said she wasn't even a virgin there anymore.
I guess.
We're focusing too much on nothing that matters. But let's say that she wasn't a virgin and they did sacrifice her. She did. Maybe that is the consequence, as you say, Adam, that she becomes a demon because she wasn't a virgin. And for some reason, she can roam the earth and eat people.
Yeah.
But they couldn't have been that she was supposed to eat the band, because she has no interest in them anymore after that.
No.
So it kind of becomes an X factor, because it's the character Needy that kills them in the end.
Yeah. So
was she a virgin? Because it worked.
That's a very hard thing to say because we really don't know. We only know what Jennifer has been telling, and she has been telling Needy she isn't a virgin. She told the band that she is a virgin, and the ritual worked somehow at least. So I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, let's talk about the other thing. They found some information on the internet and think that is enough information for them to kill a person.
Yeah.
You don't think that's strange?
It's really strange.
It's very strange. Just that, okay, we're struggling as an indie band. We're not going to become famous like this. Let's turn to Satan.
Yeah, and they Google a little bit and they found some information that some random could have written on Wikipedia, but they take it as the truth and they do it. They murder someone in order to get famous. I mean, they succeed, but still, it's strange that they didn't talk it through more. I don't know.
Yeah, it seems very strange and unbelievable, actually, but whatever.
Yeah. It's not that kind of movie. Move on. She becomes a demon, Jennifer. And she starts to eat people, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's talk about how she managed to get a hold of her victims. How does she do it?
Because she's smoking hot, so she tempts them with her body and lures them away. And then when they think they're gonna have sex, she instead eats them.
What do you think about that?
I guess it's a very good plan. It works, and I don't see why it wouldn't work.
Now, you can only compare with yourself.
Men are simple.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah, we are. So I was thinking throughout the movie when I was watching this, would I have been fooled by this? And yes, I would.
I would have guessed you would be fooled as well.
I would have been fooled too, because she was the hottest girl in school, more or less. So if she came up to you like that, I don't see myself refusing, no.
Right, exactly. I would have been dead the first half hour of the movie, probably.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys hitting on her, so it happens like all the time.
Yeah.
Has to be annoying at the end.
Yeah, but would you rather be popular or unpopular? So.
Yeah, I know. It can depend. We can talk more about deep thinking some other time, but she starts to eat people at least, and the reason that she's eating people is that she needs the energy from the live victims in order for her to be able to live as a demon, I guess, and thrive as a demon, I guess, and be able to self-heal.
Yeah, she gets to boost her demonic powers.
Yeah, she gets really powerful and has more powerful abilities when she is full and has recently eaten. She gets weaker and weaker the longer it takes between her meals.
And Needy is a very, very interesting character, because if Jennifer was a bitch before, she's like 100 times worse now. She is every guy that Needy shows some sort of interest for. It can be as a friend and it can be her boyfriend. She just eats them up, every guy that she gets. So my question is Jennifer was Jennifer a demon Jennifer version, or is it only a demon?
Yeah.
That is the big question, because she's clearly some kind of demon, but she still has all of Jennifer's memories and such, it seems.
Yeah, and also shows some compassion for Needy, because she decides not to eat her, and she has a lot of opportunities to do so. I mean, Needy have some sort of feelings for Jennifer as well.
Yeah. But it's kind of backhanded because she says later on she only spared her life in the beginning because she herself was such a good friend, not that Needy was a good friend.
Okay. Yeah, it can be that way as well, I guess. That Jennifer considers herself as a narcissistic good friend.
Yeah.
That's actually quite a lot to unpack, like how Jennifer really feels and what the truth really is about her in many ways.
Mm.
Because we really have no idea of knowing for sure more than like what she actually says and does, and it's not clear.
No, it's not clear, and I don't know if it has to be, but I was thinking about it when I watched the movie. If she has some sort of compassion for Needy, that has to mean that Jennifer somewhere is also within the body. But if she died, I have a hard time believing that she should be. I mean, then her body should only be like a vessel for the demon.
But, I love this stuff where there's stuff to analyze in movies because there are no clear answers, so you kind of have to draw your own conclusion.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's
But
not a bad thing always.
No, it's an interesting point in this movie.
As long as it doesn't affect the story, then it's fine with me, and I don't think it does really.
No, it doesn't. So
there is only like one thing that in the end I hang up myself on.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean, and that also bothers me, but we can cover that when we actually get to it.
Yeah, we'll get there soon.
Mm.
Okay, so after this is happening, she started to eat people, and she's being this huge colossal bitch at school, and Needy is censoring that something is off with her. When does she realize that Jennifer actually is a demon and not really herself?
I think that the big revelation comes when Jennifer actually confesses it to her. Because there is this one scene where Jennifer comes over to Needy and they hang out. And then suddenly Jennifer tells her the story about what actually happened to her the night of the fire when she went with the band in their van and how they sacrificed her. And how she then just woke up again and suddenly was alive again.
Exactly. So you think that Needy had no clue at all before she told her?
But she has these visions, like whenever Jennifer is killing someone or like kissing someone, she like Needy is like touching her lips, like she realizes that Jennifer is kissing someone, and then later kills people.
Yeah, and that's also one of the connections that they have. As we talked about before, of them being twins and whatnot, but they have some sort of connection. It's more Needy that has a connection to Jennifer than the other way around.
Yeah.
But Needy really feels a lot of the feelings that Jennifer does.
On the other hand, maybe Jennifer does too. It's just that we don't see that because we don't really see it from Jennifer's perspective.
That's true. We are following Jennifer, and it's clear that she's the main character, and yeah, it can be something like that. But don't you think that they should have shown it in that case, just like a hint, some scene?
They should.
The movie is too long, so they could have done it even longer.
The movie is too long, so they might as well make it longer.
Yeah,
that's a take.
To make it make more sense.
I think they could have like removed a lot of footage, and the movie would still like turn out as it did.
Yeah, they could basically have cut like 40 minutes of this at least.
Yeah, it feels like a 90 minutes movie, 120 at most.
Yeah. It's a bit too long for its own good.
Yeah. But okay, so after she reveals the information for Needy, Needy kind of passes on the information to Chip.
And he basically doesn't believe her and thinks she's crazy.
Yeah, which I can buy. I mean, not that he would say that she's crazy, but I wouldn't really believe that someone is possessing someone else. I'm into the paranormal stuff, so I can't believe that it's happening. But from Chip's perspective, I'm on his side.
Me too, because he doesn't even say she's crazy, just that a lot has happened to her or whatever.
Yeah, and that she's evil, which they already knew from the beginning, before she got possessed.
Yeah.
After this, we're kind of closing up to the climax. They are going to have this big ball dance, I think they call it in America, and Needy kind of, realizes that it's going to be what you can eat buffet at this dance for Jennifer.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really agree on that, because there are too many people there for it to make sense that she would just jump in there and attack everybody. So I thought that was a pretty stupid move from Needy to believe that. But once again, it can be that people leave for a short period of time, I guess. But I don't know.
Is that I don't buy it either, because the problem with Jennifer isn't that she is struggling to find victims. She could have easily gone just in secret, ask any random guy in school, "Hey, you want to come over to my place later tonight?" And they would have said, "Okay, yes," and then she would have a victim. Like, it's that,
or she could just have walked down the road and hitchhiked, and she got a victim.
yeah.
Exactly.
So there is absolutely no reason why she would have to do hunting, like specifically at the dance. She could do it any day.
And also, I would say that they should have canceled the dance, like, for respect of all the people that died.
And they know that a serial killer is on the loose, so maybe they shouldn't.
And also that. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well. Of course, Jennifer doesn't show up at the dance. She kind of lurks outside it, a couple of miles away. She finds Needy's boyfriend Chip instead, and he's super easy to manipulate, and Jennifer starts to make out with Chip.
Yeah.
This is me saying that he's a douche.
Yeah, but not really, because Needy broke up with him just before the dance.
Yeah.
Did he?
She did.
Yeah, she said that they can't be together and he shouldn't go to the dance because he'd be a target, and she didn't want to make it easier for Jennifer to make him a target.
Okay, so she broke up with him in order to save him.
Basically, but he thinks she's crazy, so he just gets depressed about it.
Yeah, and also it makes no sense. Why would he stay at home after that weird breakup? Of course, he would go to the dance in order to fix it.
Yeah,
she should have made something up that's better than that.
Yeah,
but that we don't need to discuss. She tricks Chip into kissing her, and they kind of move on to a remote location. I would say some abandoned swimming area.
Yeah.
And she starts to, bite him. And here is the thing where I kind of, that's why I've been questioning their connection after Jennifer died in a way, because Needy, she just knows exactly where they are without any sort of trace, with any sort of clues or anything. She just knows straight away where they are.
Yeah, really annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, why? Why would you do something like that? What were they thinking?
Lazy writing.
It is lazy writing.
It's very easy, very lazy writing. It's like if you just throw something in there in the beginning that okay, we have a huge connection. I mean, I think it's a difference between finishing each other's sentences and just feel where someone is on the planet.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
a huge difference. Then I don't think it covers it all just by saying that they have a really good connection in the beginning.
Nope.
But that's what it is. And she finds them pretty fast, and they have some confrontation towards each other. That
The epic fight scene.
yeah, I mean, you want to tell about it, Autumn?
There isn't much to tell.
No.
So Jennifer begins to eat on ship, and Needy arrives. They fight for a bit, and Ship manages to injure Jennifer quite bad, but Jennifer still escapes because she's demon, so kind of immortal. And then Ship dies from his injuries.
Yeah.
Yep.
But she gets away, Jennifer.
She does.
Yeah. So there's a plan for a second movie, or is there a second movie?
No, and I must say that at this point, if I was Needy and I know, okay, I'm clearly facing a demon, I would probably have gone to my local church and asked them for advice. How do I defeat a demon? But Needy doesn't do that. Instead, she decides to go to Jennifer's house and try to stab her to death with a box cutter.
Yeah.
Well, it works.
It does work.
It does work, but I would say the chances were pretty high of it not working because she's a demon.
I mean, it could also be that she could have, since there are a lot of pop culture references in this movie, they could have referenced the Exorcist movie and just like getting the information from there that, okay, a cross always works against demons, so I'm going to bring a cross.
Yeah. Nothing like that at all in this movie.
No, a box cutter, I gotta be honest, I wouldn't have guessed that.
No, she really didn't think that through, even if it worked, but I would argue that's pure luck.
And also they make a comment, so I don't know if it was a joke or not that I didn't get, but she says, Jennifer says, well, what's it that? It's a box cutter. What do you need that for? To cut a box. Was that a joke?
I actually didn't understand that either.
No, it's weird.
There's a lot of weird dialogue in this movie, and I think it kind of, removes some of the seriousness in the movie because, the final battle that they have in the bed here right now, they're still making bad jokes.
Yeah, like she slashes a cross across Jennifer's stomach and says Jennifer's been crossed out.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a reference earlier in the movie, but I don't know what she really wanted to accomplish with that. To make a point, a bad point. You're about to be eaten by a demon. Why not just finish the job and not talk so much?
Yeah.
Well, she kills kills her, and she goes to this prison as we talked about in the beginning of the podcast, and she is stuck in a solitary room, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And there she tells us, the viewers, that if you get bitten by a demon and survive, you kind of get some of the demon's powers.
Yeah. Absorb some of it.
Yeah.
Is this something that you heard before?
Never.
No, never.
I haven't heard it before either. Yada, yada, yada. She flies out and she kills the band as revenge.
Yeah, and this happens in the end credits of the movie.
Yeah. I really thought the movie would end in the solitary room, but they really stretch it even longer.
I actually thought that the band would get away with it, but no.
No, she kills them. And then the movie ends.
Yeah, so one thing I didn't quite understand is the bedroom scene where Needy and Jennifer are fighting in the end. Needy manages to grab Jennifer's BFF necklace and rip that off her neck. And for some reason, that makes Jennifer like collapse, like she temporarily loses her demon powers. Did you understand that?
No, I was thinking about that too. The only thing I can imagine is that she got so shocked that she removed a best friend necklace and that they're not best friends anymore, and that shocked her and that she kind of lost focus for a bit.
But Needy's already trying to murder her with a box cutter.
Yeah, but maybe she doesn't get hints.
To me, it felt like their connection got broken because they didn't wear the necklaces together anymore.
Okay, so it was the necklace that brought them together. Connection-wise.
I don't know. It just felt like that to me when I watched it.
So it could be that this necklace somehow is enchanted, and thanks to these necklaces, they have this connection that gives them this psychic link also.
Maybe.
I mean, it makes as much sense as any other fear I have at this point.
They did reference the necklace in the beginning as well. When Jennifer is now Needy is talking to her boyfriend in the beginning, she kind of shows off the best friend necklace. So I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, but still, they don't mention them being anything special. They look like something they would buy for $1 in some random store.
It's usually like that, yeah. What do you think about the genre that this is? Is it some sort of horror comedy / something else? What do you think? I have a hard time understanding what the point was. Was it meant for us to be scared? Jump scares? Was it supposed to be a gore movie? Was it supposed to be a comedy or parody? What was the thought of this?
I don't know. It doesn't really have an identity. I feel like it's nothing really. I can't point to anything specific. It wants to be horror. It wants to be comedy, but it's really neither.
The jokes in this movie feel so out of place when they happen. Like during the sacrifice scene, I thought it was funny, but it feels very, very random if you compare it to the rest of the movie.
But that's what I mean, because it's a difference between a comedy and there's a difference between a comedy and a parody. A parody is always like, joking about the situation, while comedies are more the storyline and it's funny. So, but they have kind of a little bit of anything. They have the horror thing, which I kind of feel that they fail because I'm not really scared. I'm not really, jumping out of my chair. I'm not really feeling anything. And the gore thing, okay, they kind of get the gore thing because they have pretty good special effects with the people that she eats and kills and whatnot, but
they don't show it a lot, so doesn't really fit the gore thing either.
Exactly, so it's not really a gore category either because it's very little gore. They only have the exorcism vomits and her eating out of a doll at one point.
What about describing this as an erotic thriller?
It's more like that, I would say. There's a lot of, soft porn things in this movie. I mean, I kind of like that, but also I wouldn't expect that in a horror movie.
One thing I found interesting was that there are quite a few sex jokes at this movie, but they are almost always from like the female perspective, which is kind of unique because with most sex jokes in movies, they're usually more about the male sexuality, if you know what I mean.
Kind of refreshing, I guess.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's a feminist movie?
But it's a female director and a female writer, so I guess it's their perspective.
Is this movie empowering for women?
No, not at all, I say.
Nah, it doesn't really have to do with that sort of stuff.
But the main character, one of the main characters, is a demon girl that can eat off boys, trying to take advantage of her being beautiful, and she kills them.
Take advantage sounds like it's a bad thing because she's the one seducing most of them.
Yeah, but she kind of, knows what she wants, and she gets everything that she wants. It doesn't matter if it's a guy. She even gets to make out with Needy because that's what she wants at that point. So, in a way, isn't that empowering that a woman can get whatever she wants?
No, but might be that I have a different definition of feminist movie, but I don't think you should go around and murder people to be a good feminist hero.
I don't really get the feminist vibe either. It's just another movie.
Let's talk just a small reference to Captain Marvel. Played by Brie Larson.
Yeah.
That is also something I would compare here. That she is overpowered in her movies, and she's a woman, and a woman can do whatever she wants.
This is really sidetracking, but I don't think that Captain Marvel is a good feminist hero either, because she receives her powers in a pure accident, and she becomes overpowered to the point where nothing stands her way and she never struggles. And that's not sending out a good message to young girls, because they don't have that, because they have to learn rather that life is a struggle, but it's about getting through it. And Captain Marvel isn't struggling anyway.
Yeah, I know. I agree. We can talk about that movie some other time, but can you see like a reference here to this movie that she kind of, gets what she wants and she doesn't really have any struggle that she shows us? I mean, they talk about her being insecure at the end, but she doesn't really believe that herself.
Yes, I would say she's like Captain Marvel.
Okay, we can end it like that. Let's rate the movie.
Yeah.
I can start this time. I thought this movie was, in a way, pretty interesting. It started out pretty well. I was, kind of feeling that this movie didn't really belong into this podcast that we do, because we're talking about bad movies, but bad movies doesn't really have to be, a crappy shooter, the bad script, and bad director, and everything at once. It can also be them overdoing the movie, or trying to make something that it's not, or take every idea that you have and put it into one movie. So since they have a really hard time, pinning out if it's a horror movie, it's a gore movie, it's a comedy movie, it's a parody movie, and the movie is really long. It's too long. You get bored in the middle of the movie. You're just waiting for it to end, because the same thing is happening all over the time. She's eating someone, and Needy feels depressed and tries to figure out what the hell is going on, and that kind of circles around. Yeah. But I mean, the actors are really good. I think Megan Fox in this movie is awesome. I think Amanda Seyfried is awesome. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with anything with the scenery or the music, I would say. It actually has a pretty good song that they play all over from the Low Shoulder Band. So I think that I'm going to give this movie a 5 out of 10.
Yeah. To me, I know what? I don't even know what I'm saying. Anyway, this movie, it had really good intentions, I think, and really good actors and decent special effects. The actors really made this movie. Without these actors or actresses, I don't think it would have been nearly as good, because they were really strong characters, actually, I think. The music was decent. It just started to get a bit repetitive because they play the same song over and over. But it was a good song, but I don't want to hear it all the time. And it was pretty long, way longer than it had to be. And their connection was kind of stupid. I feel like it's basically the script and the pacing that brings it down the most. And I think this movie made a lot of money just because it was Megan Fox and Amanda Seyfried. It wouldn't have made nearly as much if it was someone else, I think. And they did a good job, but it's not enough to actually save the movie for me. I think I'm going to give it 4 out of 10.
Okay, so I can appreciate this movie for what it's trying to do. My main problem with it is that it's trying to be too many things at once, and that means it fails to be anything really. So I wish it would have either gone like full out comedy, like added more jokes, make it less serious, or they could have more or less removed the comedy parts and make it more like classic horror and all serious. But one thing I really appreciate actually is about Need is the main character, and yet this movie is about Jennifer. And that means that Jennifer's in spotlight, and you are never really sure about how she actually feels like on the inside. So you have to kind of draw your own conclusion about that. But in the end, it has some flaws, but I still kind of enjoyed it, even though it drags on in the middle. So I'm going to give it 6 out of 10.
Great, there you have it. It's not the worst movie we've seen, and far from the best, perhaps. So, with that said, see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.